This video is for entertainment purposes only. Nothing is supposed to be taken seriously at all. I'm just sharing my own opinions, not facts. All publicly accessible information first made public by the public figure. Please don't go to these people's channels and leave mean-spirited, negative, discouraging, or disparaging comments. This is for entertainment purposes only. Make sure you go subscribe to Apathetic Facts, y'all.
Well, that another window came up and it was
Yeah,
this.
and by the way, Snowflake, sorry, I have the thought of hygiene.
What does this mean, dude, bro?
And I'm unhinged as fuck
What
right
the
now.
bro?
You asked Emily
What the
about
hell's
my
going
hygiene.
on, bro?
She ate my pussy and she ate my pussy good. And she loved
Bro,
every
what the hell's
fucking
going
second
on,
of it.
bro?
What is up, y'all? This is Dr. Average Reaction. I'm just a guy who likes to react to health and fitness stuff, usually girl world. I would like to catch up on Miss Amberlynn Reed. A lot of drama going on with her right now. I've never, ever seen it this dramatic with Amber, like actually.
Because you're a sick freak and you probably would. Look at your eyes, especially when you're in your car in the van and doing your stupid little vlogs that I have to watch through Yo-Yo Mama because I don't miss a single thing that he watches. And I have to see you in the sitting in some weird parking lot eating your food all the time because that's the only thing you know to vlog because you don't do anything with your life but play, go to work, clap, pay attention to every fat girl.
Aunt Tammie she is absolutely done with this girl and is just spilling all the tea. You know, I think in any normal situation, this type of behavior from a family member would be considered super duper foul and just like not how you approach things. But just keep in mind that Amber is the one who brought this entire thing to the internet in the first place, right? So years ago, unprompted by Tammy, Amber just lies about her aunt hating her because she's quote unquote fat, which isn't true. And so because Amber lied on Tammy, Tammy defended herself the only way that she could, going to Kiwi Farms. And that made Amber angry, obviously. She had to come out with a video basically saying I lied, I'm sorry, or whatever that was. You know, that was this video is so raw, you guys. That's what that video was.
This video is so raw, you guys.
So, you know, I can see from Tammy's perspective 100%. I think I am Team Tammy. I'm not saying that Tammy is a credible person 100%. I'm not saying that, you know, she's like a good person. I don't know if she's a good or a bad person, right? I know that she comes from Amberlynn Reed's family, and what we know about them is there are some pretty damaged people that need some professional help for sure. Something that kind of stands out to me about Amber these days is obviously we knew enough about her family to know that like they come from a lot of drama, you know, a lot like intense, not normal drama. And that alone from Amber's like mother's side is enough to, you know, make it really difficult for a person to have a fair shot at a normal life. But also Tammy lets us know that Amber's father is also like that. So imagine, you know, your father and your mother both have a victim complex and they're both in, I'm trying to use YouTube friendly words, y'all, both in mistreatment type relationships. I can see how, you know, there could be almost no help for Amber. Or, well, what is it? Is it a narcissist or a sociopath? Which one is the one that's like a narcissist is made and a sociopath is like, you know, genetics or something? They say something. Which one is Amber? Was Amber just genetically cursed to act this way? Or do you think that she was like built brick by brick? Let me know. But I do, you know, I feel for Tammy. I feel like this is just her way of saying I'm absolutely done. It's just, I feel like if you've dealt with a person like Amber in real life who cannot take accountability, they flip-flop on what they believe in based on if it'll fit their narrative at the time. You know, very frustrating people to deal with. So I can see where Tammy's frustration comes from, and I can sympathize with her. I don't think you'll ever find anybody in my family acting like this on the internet, though, y'all. Absolutely not. We are not like this at all.
3, 2, 1.
And my foot was just like dangling.
Dangling.
Yeah. Hey, lady.
You don't have OCD.
You forgot your spaghetti.
You have OBCD. Okay, thank you.
I have her at like 1.35, but if it's still slow, I'm probably going to go faster.
I didn't know my psychiatrist was on here.
I'm actually.
And this is, I don't know if I mentioned, I probably did. This is an Apathetic Facts recap. I'm not watching the full Amber shit show.
Darby.
That should be my middle name. Amberlynn Hungry Reed.
I don't know. I just feel so disconnected.
She was like, you're healthy, but you are obese.
Hello? Is anyone home?
Hey girls, welcome back. So we last left off with Amber inviting her Aunt Tammie onto her channel for a sort of interview with her instead of reaction channels.
Maybe me and Amber need to get on a live and compare receipts and stories and see how that goes.
Let's do it. Get the fuck on my live, Tammy. Get the fuck on my live. We can do this. Square up. I'm ready for it. Oh, I'll talk to her. I'll talk to her real good. I am ready for it.
I'm happy to be the medium here, but
You're not going to be the medium, love. She's coming to my live.
Tammy then went to her community tab
She wants that money so bad,
to
y'all.
prove that she happily agreed to square up with Amber. But when the time came, Amber was nowhere to be seen. 5 minutes after the live was supposed to start, Amber left this message on her community tab. Can't go live, see you later. Which made people start to question, did Aunt Tammie back out? Or did Amber get scared and she was the one to back out? Just after Amber posted that to her community tab, Aunt Tammie starts posting to hers, all night and weekend long. Basically, it seems the thing Aunt Tammie is the most upset about, at least in these community posts, is Amber allegedly not returning her texts or only texting when she wants something. She tries to provide receipts, but I'll be honest, these screenshots she provided don't show us much. But Tammy does try to explain it later in this video. But she's also been watching reaction channels, and it seems she's overwhelmed by the amount of content showing who her niece truly is. In the meantime, Amber's back on TikTok. Thor's trapping it up for either a new wiper or for Emily.
This is ridiculous, y'all.
I haven't turned on just members yet, and someone just said, "Hey, chubby." Oh my God, Corky. I know what your name is. Like, I'm not dumb, but do you like how I call you Corky? Like, that's a little nickname. I mean, your
Bruh, her eyes are so low.
username does say Corky Love, but like, loving the plum color. Thank you.
It's like, hey guys.
I don't know what that was. First time live watcher. How was your week? My week's been really good, and thank you for the super chat.
Her week's been really good.
Not the boob shimmy on Maine. What does that mean? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna wear.
Oh, you guys, I do have a little bit of tea. I posted to my community tab like a screenshot of Amber during the live because she looked freaking zooted like to freaking Cloud9. And my man is the one who found this comment because there was like 3 comments, but he was only reading 2. So he like filtered the comments by like newest. And we found this girl who kind of like types very similar to how Amber does, kind of like going off on me just a little bit. And me and my man theorized that this is obviously an Amber sock account, but I think she was in such a rage after her live stream that she just like completely forgot the fact that there was a Mrs. at the beginning of my name and not a Mr. And I think she was trying to go, I think she thought I was Mr. Snowflake and was commenting thinking I'm Mr. Snowflake, which I think is just very funny. Let me see if I can find the comment for you guys. Christine Lynch 6653, and she said, "It's a snapshot of a girl looking down at something. What is your issue, Snowflake? Seriously, I'd love to know. I think you have many." Which is really funny because, like, you know, I just asked basically if Amber hit the Delta pin, and I think she later admit that she did. So, like, and I'm, like, not saying that to, like, hate. Like, I love gardening. So, like, why would I, like, hate on her for doing that when I'm a participant as well? I was just making an observation, and she just looked zooted to me, and I just thought it was funny, you know. Miss Christine is getting so bent for no reason, y'all. But we all know it's probably Amber. And I did also see a Foodie Beauty, probably sock account comment on Girlic Bread's post. And I mean, the screen name had Foodie's name all over it, y'all. Like, I'm not gonna repeat it here though.
Remember when I said the sympathy bone comment and I was wearing my Soli costume? Listen, I was gonna wear that because I ain't got my sympathy bone today. Okay, Yo Mama has like disappeared because he's over on like the lol cow bullshit. So he's barely on his Yo Mama channel, and he went there today, right? And he talked about the narc alert. And I'm telling you, I knew none of this. My jaw is on the floor type deal. Anna says Tammie coming on soon. So I don't know what that's talking about. Are you intoxicated right now? You're slurring your words, eyes rolling, and acting strange. I smoked some Delta. Not gonna lie about it. I want to say
Right, so it's funny that either this Amber stock account or this hate account is like so bent off of me making an observation like that. Like, girl.
people like were seeing how I was reacting to my aunt. Like that's frustrating for me to hear. Like this is the real Amberlynn because it's like, bro, what you're seeing is me split. It's called splitting. When you literally turn into someone that you're not. Like you're so hurt by someone. Like when you have BPD, you're so fucking hurt by someone that you genuinely you're so overwhelmed with emotion, like you cannot regulate those. So that is what you're witnessing. So it's hard.
The way that she's explaining this just isn't how I've learned about it at all. The way she's making it kind of seem like it's, you know, multiple personalities or like something along those lines. When in reality, I think when you're talking about like splitting in the case of borderline personality disorder, it's more of like you flip-flop between thinking that the person in your life is like the best person ever and then thinking that they're the worst person ever, you know? It's more like that rather than having multiple personalities and like feeling stronger emotions and all that nonsense. And she just uses this as an excuse to not take any accountability or like try to help herself in any way, which I feel bad for her because like imagine having that mindset and like she's mentally stuck, and I don't think she will ever be mentally unstuck, you guys. Like it's very sad, honestly.
99% of the time you guys are witnessing me as like pretty chill, just chilling. And I only ever come out as a bitch or come out angry is when it's demonstrated to me first, if that makes sense. That doesn't mean, oh, we saw Amberlynn's true colors or this is the real Amberlynn. Like it's not fair. And what my aunt was doing was not only triggering and wrong and hurtful, like it shattered me and I could not regulate those emotions in the whole span of the time that I've known her since 17, that she was always the person that like indicated like a break in our chat. And a lot of people like go to therapy, go to therapy, go to therapy, while like literally sucking the tit on my aunt. Ew, that woman needs to go to therapy, not me. My aunt literally just tried calling me. Hello? Fuck, I messaged her and I said, stop calling me. Like, it's ruining my live stream.
It's like, if you don't want her to call you, why is her name in your mouth still? You know, she should be able to... Amber's talking to who knows how many people, at least 1,000, right? She should be able to defend herself when Amber is doing this, in my opinion.
Hello?
Hello? Okay, I hear myself through your audio, so can you like pause me?
Yeah, I just did.
So you're clearly watching my live stream and I said I don't feel like doing this anymore, so why are you calling?
Because you can't run my name and multiple family members in the dirt for decades and think you're just going to walk away that easy. I'm finally done. I'm finally ready. I got the receipts. I got the proof. I'm not afraid of you, Amber, unlike all your other victims. I thought I had seen and heard everything that you've done over these years, but I was so blind by your manipulation. And when I seen half of the
her attitude towards this is just so gross, y'all.
videos that I've seen with documented proof of how you treat people, not only in our family, but people in
like
general, you are one vile,
at this.
disgusting human being, and I want nothing to do with you ever again, including your mother. Your mother, your whole family, your whole Reed family is nothing but vile, disgusting degenerates that rape, manipulate, and abuse. Physically, mentally, spiritually, you name it, you guys do it, and you do it proud. But I see it so clear now that I don't want nothing to do with you. But do you think you're going to continue to lie about me and the family members that I do care about and get away with it? No, you're not. I will continue to tell the truth. The difference between me and you is I have the truth to tell, and I have the receipts to back it up. So you want to know why I'm listening to your live right now? The reason is just to see what bullshit you're going to say next. And
I think it's very, very telling that we know Amberlynn Reed is a person that shares proof if she has it. That's a fact about Amberlynn Reed, okay? If she even thinks she can lightly spin the narrative to make the person look bad, she's going to do it. And the fact that we know that she keeps all of her old phones so that she can, like, you know, keep her receipts, yet she still doesn't want to compare receipts with her aunt. I think that alone proves to me how wrong, or in the wrong Amber is, and just how much more I trust Tammie, even though Tammie's not really, you know, a credible source, I guess, you know. But compared to Amber,
Sure enough,
I believe
didn't
almost
take long.
anybody over Amber.
You try to say that you cut off talking to me? I've been looking over texts for the last days, and I have so much proof, time and time again, where you're begging me to talk to you again, where I blocked you. I quit watching your videos. You kept begging me, please watch, please watch. I don't want to lose you, Auntie. All the lies you told me that I caught you on, called you on, you'd apologize, and then do it again and again and again and again. What do you want to respond to that?
What did I do in the last 2 years to you?
In the last 2 years? Okay, let me see if I can explain this.
It's
It's not an
like-
easy black or white answer or an answer.
If that's your only rebuttal to her saying all of this stuff, she's not even denying it, y'all. She is admitting through this statement, what have I done to you in the past 2 years? Basically saying, okay, I did all that stuff, but that was the old me. What about the new me? It's like, you, Amber, you're the exact same person you've been this entire time on YouTube. You're actually, maybe, and I'll change my mind, you're a bit worse, I think, now. And I thought you had me for a second this year, girl. I thought for a second you might be slightly getting better, but no.
That you can get in 2 seconds, because like I keep saying, I've been doing this your whole entire life. You have a person that has fought to be in your life your whole entire life in one way or the other, no matter if you've seen it or not. And you didn't meet me at 17. You met me when you were 14, when I went to California for the first time after 16 years. Remember you getting the pot of spaghetti out of the refrigerator and using the really huge utensil, taking big scoops out of the pot onto your plate, where your dad said, I think that's enough, Amber. That's my first memory of you. And you still continue to pile on your plate. Yeah, that story goes around our family year after year after year. From then, I tried getting you through the foster care because you painted the story it was so bad. And then you even put me down for it that time. Your mom came in the picture, destroyed.
And like, she's like trying to get upset or something. Like, her emotions don't feel genuine, y'all.
That. So then you went on to my mom's house. We all know what happened with that. You got kicked out for what? Being disrespectful. Surprise, right? So then you go on to Casey, and then Crystal, and then Destiny, and then Becky. The whole time, I'm in the background, loving you, supporting you, sharing every bit of my diet with you, exercise, financial, and yes, I have all the proof. And then we get up to the current last 2 years. Who is the happiest person in this world for Amber to move to Oklahoma City? It was me, your aunt. Your mom didn't want you to come. She was very nervous about you coming because of the destruction and stress level that you bring with your just presence. I, against my whole entire family, would say things like, I know you guys are worried, but I'm so excited. We have text showing that excitement for when you're going to get here. We're going to hang out. We can't wait. I wanted to diet with you. I wanted to exercise with you. I was so excited because, as you love to point out, I was very successful on keto. You get here, I see you one time. I try to see you.
And the very successful on keto thing is kind of like, Amber kept bringing up the fact that, like, Tammie had lost a ton of weight on keto, but then gained some of it or all of it back or whatever. And so that's kind of like a little poke at whatever
and I'm
we're
told
saying.
I can only see you with your mother. I question you about it. You say, oh, I was just nervous. I haven't seen my family in 14 years and blah, blah, blah. Then you didn't reach out to me after that ever. Not once to come over, pick you up, go do anything. November, you reach out to me because you want something, a vape. December, you reach out to me. You want...
I want to point out that Delta 8 is a product that you can usually get. You can buy it online, get it shipped to you. You could go to your local gas station to get it. Like, I don't think it's a very good product. And from my understanding, Aunt Tammie has a medical card. And so I'm thinking that Aunt Tammie probably used her medical card to get Amber some higher quality stuff. And, you know, if that's the case, people who have medical cards have only a certain amount that they can buy in an allotted amount of time. I don't know what it's like where she lives. So, you know, not only did she do Amber a favor by running a physical errand, but she took a hit on how much, you know, medicine, whatever you want to call it, that Tammie is allowed to get out for herself. You know, she's digging into her pockets for her. And who knows if Amber even paid for it. Shit.
nothing, a vape. You checked in when I had COVID. You said Merry Christmas. I had COVID. I answered you the very next day. Then nothing in January. And then you send me a picture in February. So you want to know why I'm mad? Because I fought for you for freaking years. And then when you finally get here, I'm left. You and sister are going to museums and here and there. And I'm told I can't see you without my sister. You're here now and you still have nothing to do with me. So you want to bring up me and your mom's fight, right? As the reason. No, you are the reason we don't talk. You are in your 30s. You can use a phone. You can make a...
Something else I kind of like, I'm slowly realizing is in some of the vlogs, I've noticed that Mama Lynn looks bored or frustrated or, you know, something along those lines. And I do remember hearing Karina, I believe it was her, say that Amber and her mom had like removed each other being friends on Facebook. So I don't think that relationship is as, you know, tight as Amber makes it seem like it is.
Arrangements to spend time with your aunt, and you chose not to because me and your mom were in a disagreement. Any other questions?
Well, yeah, it is true. I was feeling anxious to see my family again. It had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with...
And see, it's just like any chance this girl can get, she is going to try to use some sort of mental health issue as an excuse to get out of things. If she can if she can think it, she gonna say it.
It felt easier for me to be around family that I have not seen in 14 years if my mom was there. That was an anxiety thing. It was a coping thing. It is what it is. So I'm sorry.
So whose fault is it, Amber? Is it your fault or is it my fault that we haven't seen each other? Because the narrative that you're telling is different. So put it out there. Whose fault is it, Amber?
Yours.
Yours.
So,
and after Thanksgiving, I heard that my sister talked a whole bunch of shit about Thanksgiving over at my house, once again, opening up my home to you guys. And at the end of the day, when I thought it was a wonderful day as well, guess what I got to hear? How y'all talk shit. I don't even know what the shit was. It was supposed to be so vile that it couldn't even be repeated.
I didn't say anything bad about the time at your home. And then, like, I wasn't invited to anything Christmas related, which honestly hurt a lot. I literally bawled my eyes out.
Okay, again, I don't want to interrupt you, but when there's no contact from October, November, into December, with the exception of wanting a vape, why would I invite you and my sister to Christmas?
In December, I talked to you 3 times. What
3 times, Amber?
One of them did involve a vape. The other 2 times was to check in on you regarding your health. And every time we did communicate was because of me.
She probably just checked up with her because if she didn't, then she wouldn't have her vape plug, you know?
Absolutely not, and I have the receipts to prove that. Unless you're talking about only between October and February.
That is
when
correct.
when you got here and I see the true colors, that I was never going to be your person in any way, shape, or form. I heard through my mom how you cry and boo-hoo and you at her house going, well, I don't understand why I can't talk to my aunt.
That is correct.
And what were you told? Were you told you couldn't talk to me?
I would cry because
Were you told you couldn't talk to me? Did anyone say, Amber, don't talk to your aunt, don't call her, don't text her?
So, sorry, I was reading the chat because it's distracting me. I read between the lines.
Did anyone tell you at that point when you were boo-hooing several times about not talking to me, did my mom or my sister tell you you can't talk to me?
So Tammy keeps having to repeat this question because Amber keeps trying to manipulate it and like she's trying to go off on a little tangent even though it's literally a yes or no question. She's being politician Lynn. She's just avoiding answering the question altogether. And this is a part where I get a lot of joy out of it because up until this point, we really haven't seen anybody hold Amber accountable live. You know, obviously the reaction channels try to do their best, but all she has to do is ignore them. And Amber made the fatal mistake of answering the phone. All she had to do was not answer this phone call, and she would have been called a coward and, you know, all that stuff, but she wouldn't have been exposed quite like this.
I wasn't boo-hooing. I was.
Yeah, you were.
Can you not mock me, please? I was hurt by the situation because I was slowly reading between the lines. You would never text me first. I mean, that's how I'm feeling because...
You truly are a piece of work, I tell you what.
I mean, yeah, she is a piece of work. She's going to take any situation and try to victimize herself. Like, you can talk about stuff without making yourself into this crazy victim.
Your manipulation is just, like, it used to work. It used to work. It used to catch me. It used to slow me down and give you the benefit of the doubt. But I just see it too clearly now, and I don't even know if I want to entertain you anymore. Because you can't own anything. I mean, we're talking decades of text here. I'll watch a video and something will be brought up and I'll be like, what the heck? All I have to do is go to my messages and put in simple words and our conversations come up word for word. You have abused me, Amber. You have manipulated me, Amber, for a long time because of the love I had for my sister and for you. And you used that and you manipulated me to be the person when when I would never be your person. But you led me to believe that for a long time. We can talk about all the different topics, being your mom in prison, you writing her, all that. That's long text threads of the bullshit you came up with for that. You know, did you owe your mom anything? No, but you said you wanted it. The text started with you asking,
It's
not me going,
crazy. I'm catching some of the chat as it's coming by, and some people are just like, block her, Amber. It's just like, you people take zero accountability. I think there's a portion of the Ambabies that intentionally try to make her say Darvo stuff, just try to egg her on to say like really narcissistic stuff. And then there's other people like, people telling her to block her that are just like, I think you're just genuine. Like, I think there's a brain disease going on there that isn't addressed.
you need to. You wanted it, and I was the in-between person helping you. Without me, you would not be in your mom's life today. Without me, my sister would not be in my mom's life today. I have always been forced to be the in-between person, correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Holy shit.
I know I've
What
made...
about your uncle me? How about that for family drama, huh? And then you go on and be a victim to others? Like, that's just weird to me. When it's such a hot spot in our family, and you put that word around like it's light as hell, right? You use the wrong word, right? When you accuse somebody,
So this is huge too. Calling out Amber for her fake mistreatment allegations against Casey is just everything, because she just lied about it, just straight up.
person who at the time was young as you accused them of something that they did not
And like
do.
now that this is like the second big call out, Amber is having a narcissistic meltdown. She doesn't know what to do. She can't defend herself.
Thank God he had a voice to speak up. But tell me why, when we just went to California, your mom had to go see your dad. Had to go see him in person. I refused. She left me in a car so she could go in and see your dad, the man that is behind so much of this, including my chapters. The man I despise more than anything on the face of this earth. And your mom, in sobriety, in recovery, chose to go see that man eye to eye. You don't think that hurt me? So you're not the only one with damage, Amber. The difference is I don't let it be an excuse. All while trying to help you and your mom for decades. And you know what happened during that time when I was so focused on you and your mom and your fucked up family? It made me sick. Because you can't focus this long and this hard on other people and not have it take away from your life. You have, your dad has, your mom has.
And I do want to point out too that, addiction runs in Amber's family. Tammie, I think, is in recovery or something along those lines. Maybe used to do stuff like that. But when you have like an addictive personality like that, I can see how easy it can be to get addicted to trying to help Amber. I think a lot of people that first start watching Amber and we don't know anything about her, I think you can, me myself, when I first started watching Amber, I was like, I don't know why all these people are being so mean to her. I'm going to try to help her. I'm going to make nice comments to try to uplift her, but my point is from personal experience, I can see how watching Amber and trying to help this girl can be addictive, especially coming from Tammie, and her family. And, you just really want to help somebody who seems to be going down a bad path.
And you all play fucking victim. And I'm done. Anything else you want to talk about?
I wasn't a great girlfriend.
No.
I probably wasn't a great niece. I wasn't a great anything. Like, I was broken. I try very hard to take accountability where I can, and especially when Beck was saying all those things, I admitted to things that I would never want to admit to out loud. Are you kidding? Everything I said about Casey is 100% true.
I wish I could believe you, but I can't based on everything.
I genuinely
don't believe you.
I genuinely,
That hurts to say it.
I don't care.
I don't believe her either. I just don't. I do not. The story is so inconsistent. I don't believe her at all. I think if anything, Amber probably is just Darboing her way out of it.
You believe me or not?
Of course not. But the last thing I'd ever want to do is go against somebody who was actually assaulted. But all I'm saying is based on the person I know you are, I cannot believe it 100%. If it did happen to you, I'm sorry it happened to you. If it didn't happen to you, karma's a bitch.
You're not sorry?
Who was Aunt Tammie at this time when Amberlynn VS came into this world? Her first and only niece. Let's see. Tammie lived in the Florida Keys. She had her first daughter at 16 and 88. She had her second daughter at 17 and 89. And in 1990, her sister came from California to Florida to get off drugs. Did for a little bit, got pregnant. I was in the delivery room with your mom giving birth to you, literally. Joke about that today. And then shortly after that, you were a few months old, and your mom chose drugs again and left Florida Keys, went to California, and that's where the story continued of our separation. But I never gave up. I held you on my face. Remember, after all those years, I came and seen you when you were 14. Your foster care people, or whatever, state custody people contacted me. I didn't have a pot to piss in. I was getting ready to be disabled from all my trauma.
I don't remember you coming to visit when I was 14.
You don't don't remember no part of your dad saying, Amber, that's enough, and you still putting more scoops on your plate?
No, I
You're
do
sitting
not.
at the kitchen table in the trailer. I remember it.
There needs to be some nuance, and I had undiagnosed borderline personality disorder due to
God,
all the trauma
man.
of my childhood. It makes sense that I was
I don't believe she has been diagnosed with that. I just don't. And even if she did, she's doing and has done absolutely nothing to help herself when she has all the resources and hundreds, if not thousands, of people yelling at her to get help. You know, there's no excuse. There's absolutely no excuse. She just needs to take accountability and just say, it's come to my attention that I'm a terrible human being. I need to log off of the internet and seek intense psychological counseling to figure this out.
absolutely unwell, and still to this day I am, and I thank God for maturity and for aging, because I feel like that's the only reason why I have come as far as I have.
I will admit Kiwi Farms was not the nicest thing for an aunt to do. But again, it's when you push me to the end. When I've had enough, I've tried and tried and tried and got slapped around by you, by your lies, by your manipulation. I have it in text. So it's not just hearsay. It's stuff that I can say, Amber, this is what I said, this is what you said. And it's not just in your 20s. Like you say, you're in your 30s now, right? I don't know anything about a lot of your last relationships for a reason, right? Otherwise, I'd have a lot to say.
I'm glad you don't know anything about Feline, because
I would have told it, you're right.
I don't want her shit aired out, because it just seems
But
like
did you not say you had a lot to tell us about her the whole time coming here? And
Yeah.
then when you got here, you said nothing? Yeah.
because
That's
me
part
and
of the games that you play. You act like you have a great relationship with my sister today, and that's a lie.
That's-
You talk horribly to my sister.
They're not friends on Facebook.
You treat her like shit. You make her your taxi, your Uber, your this, your that. I hear it all, Amber. And you should realize that by now. I don't have to be in your physical presence to hear about what goes on in our family. And I think you can tell by what I say, I know what I'm saying, because you know it. You have treated my sister like shit so many times since you've been here. And you try to control her. And you make her take time off work to do the stupidest things that you could.
See, the time off work thing is very much... Remember in the past, she would text, who was it? Destiny to come home from work early because she's having an anxiety attack. And we heard the exact same thing from Tami. And we've heard similar things, but obviously Beck didn't have a job. But they've said similar things.
Schedule when she's not at work. But because you only think of you, you do it over and over and over and over and over again.
What I'm hearing you say is that grandma is telling you things, and I think we can both admit she gets her stories completely wrong. I do not make my mom take off of work. She has taken off of work a couple times, and it was either for vet reasons for my animals, or it was for reasons where I had to go to the doctor, like because I had to go to get a test done or whatever it may be, and they weren't open.
Can my chat think of some other ways that Amber could get from place to place other than relying on her mom? I mean, especially these days, you guys. I mean, she has enough money to where she could probably, buy or rent a transportation service, She could get an Uber, Lyft, you could call a taxi. I mean, she just... I almost feel bad for Amber. She just has to be a perpetual victim, and she's just ate herself into this monster that can't help herself, and all she wants to do is see how far she can manipulate people into doing her bidding while simultaneously treating them as horrible as possible,
Like, I don't know what to say about that. Like, they weren't
I just hear
open.
excuses with that. Sorry, vets have Saturday services. Vets have after-hour services. My sister gets off.
May I finish?
Yeah, I've never heard of a vet that's like closed on the weekends. What, girl? No, like they're usually nearly every day. And like if they're not, find another vet. Like, is it that serious? Does Amber really love her vet that much? Like, I doubt it.
So you could do that. So she did take it off for that. You going to the doctor? Okay, that's not an excuse. You can make
And we don't even know. We don't know if Mama Lynn is on salary or if she's hourly. So like, we don't know if taking time off like that actually did affect her paycheck, which I'm sure it probably did.
appointment. You can take an Uber. I mean, you can do DoorDash. You can
Because
take an Uber.
it's not just taking your hour lunch, right? It's never like that. You have to go from your place of work to Amber to wherever they're going, wait for their appointment, take Amber back to her place, and then go back to work. And if you think you can do all of that within a lunch break, I have a whole bridge of Kermits to sell to you.
A doctor's appointment. My sister doesn't have to lose money to take you.
Well, she doesn't.
It's my Karina voice. I'm working on it. I like it when she says stalker. Amberlynn, you're a stalker.
Amberlynn, you're a stalker.
Lose money.
Yes, she does.
She doesn't lose money for leaving a couple hours at work. Her job is very nice like that. And when that
She's
happens,
taken more than a couple hours. She's taken days off for you. Anyway,
she has not.
That's the least of our importance. But you don't.
She has taken days off for you, Amber. Remember when you drove to Wisconsin? You think she just was she able to work from the car while she was driving? I mean, girl.
Treat my sister well, and I just want you to know that I'm very aware of it, and so is she.
My mom has never taken days off of work, and more than anything, she offers.
I guess it just depends who tells the story, but
it's sad because it makes me not even want to have a relationship with my grandma, because when I go over to...
She doesn't want to have a relationship with you, so don't worry about that at all.
T?
That's why you don't go over to her house. When's the last time you went over, besides the very last time? Besides that one, Amber, when's the last time you were over at my mom's?
Two weekends before that.
Yeah. I know you guys take pictures and you put it in your videos, so I pretty much know when you're
Yeah,
there. And also, I was talking to my mom about 3 to 5 times every single day. So to think I don't hear what goes on, pretty obvious I do. You know my mom. You know how she is, right?
Yes, that I'm also like confused because...
So like she'll tell you one thing, she'll tell my sister one thing, she'll tell me one thing. We all know this, but there's still the common. You don't get up till after 3, so my sister can't do this or that with my mom because...
Corky Love Rose, I don't know if you can see it's right here in the chat, trying so hard to freaking jumpstart her channel.
Oh, Amber, she don't get up till after 3. No, she can't make any plans with my mom to go do her nails or bingo anymore because she has to Amber. It's all about Amber.
I only see my mom once a week. It is on Saturdays.
So you guys don't go to Friday bingo no more?
No, I do not. So I spend 24/7 alone, and I feel like it actually has made me grow. Like, no pun intended, not like that. But I'm actually taken aback right now because when I'm around her, we laugh like, oh my God, I can't even, like, it hurts our ribs. We laugh so much. That was.
Are you going to tell me that you guys have never gotten an argument?
Have y'all, I remember the video of Amber hanging out with her grandmother and mom. Maybe it was on Mother's Day. They like went to bingo and then they went to the house and they were like telling stories and they weren't laughing. They were cackling. Y'all know the difference? It's like they're laughing. It didn't feel genuine, first of all. It felt like they're just a laugh track. They're just, whenever the cue is there, they're ha 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 ha. You know what I mean? Like it didn't feel like a belly laugh in any sense at all. I mean, the funniest thing I think her mom said was like she had those hearts on her head. And she's like, oh my God, I have a heart on or whatever. And it sounds like, you know. And then they're cackling or whatever. That was the funniest thing they probably said that entire time. And I'm sure it was a second iteration of the joke. I'm sure she said it and then Amber set up a camera and was like, say it again, you know.
Well,
yeah, on my
about the way that you talked to my sister.
On my birthday, we got into an argument. We did, but I mean,
also got into it about having my sister give you.
Do y'all argue with your family members or loved ones as frequently as she does? I mean, she's 34 years old. Gosh, like, and you don't even live with these people, and you're arguing this much with them. It's very telling, Amber.
Your shots too, right?
I started crying and my mom was like explaining how she's totally fine with it and stuff, and it started to make me feel guilty where I was like, is my mom actually like just saying she's not triggered? But no, she's not triggered because she wants to take...
You made her be like that, Amber. You made her feel like she can't tell you no because you keep bringing up the past. Now she owes you everything. So yeah, she's afraid to tell you no. She didn't want to do that.
How can you sit there and like still hold me to some standard of who I was in my 20s or when we talked more? I've changed even in the last year.
Have you watched your videos, Amber? You are a recycle, repeat. Okay. Like, there's nothing new about you right now.
Amber is the exact same person that she has always been. She's just physically gotten bigger. That's the only change she's made here in the last 10 to 13 years on YouTube.
You are the same person you were yesterday, last week, last month, last year. Watch your videos. Watch reaction videos. It shows it over and over again. Rinse, cycle, repeat.
I mean, gosh, before all this live stream era, you guys, do you remember the content that she was pushing out? It was genuinely so boring, repetitive. She was answering the exact same questions over and over again, and now we're on to the live stream crash out era, which honestly, I'm living for this.
You haven't changed, Amber. I wish you had, but you haven't. Do you know why me and your mom's not talking?
You guys had an argument
Over what?
over personal family things?
Nothing's personal. I mean, what we've aired out, what you've aired out about our family already, I don't think we have much more to hide, do we?
My mom thought she was getting grandma's house. She wanted to keep it in the family.
Well, I'm going to make it clear the true story.
I
That
didn't
way
get
it's
to-
on this recording,
I didn't
and
get
you
to-
can share it with your mom, and you can share it with all your people, and then the truth will be out whenever you're done with your side.
I didn't get to finish. She reacted out of that upsetness. You guys got in an argument. May I ask you why you think this matters in this moment?
Because it shows you guys' character, your behavior, what I put up with in this family, what I have put up with, what I still put up with. It shows that a sister, your mother, my sister, who nobody will doubt for a second, I was her keeper.
To me, it feels like your goal in this like going public thing is to make my mom look bad and to make me look worse.
No,
And
it's to show that your mom, just because she got clean and sober, doesn't make you a good person automatically. There's still behaviors.
Someone said, like, Mama Lynn the grifter. Mama Lynn's not getting paid in any way, shape, or form. So, I mean, the only logical thing for me in this scenario would be like, yeah, she actually might be a sociopath that, like, enjoys seeing Amber hurt, but I think we all know better than that, and we all know that Amber has definitely done some horrible crap to Tammy, so, you know.
That need to be changed.
My mom-
And this was a big one.
like, she's not even a good person who does bad things. She genuinely is a good person who does good things.
Well, I'm not going to sit here and bash my sister tit for tat for you, but you know what I mean. It's real rich coming from you. Real rich. At the end of the day, your mom says that she is a Christian and she's in sobriety, and she, you know, you have to learn to forgive. But when the thing happened about the house, which we still haven't covered, when it happened though, and it wasn't my doing, it started with my mom, and I handled it the correct way. All this time, I thought she was not talking to me about two statements that I made during that time. Turns out, nope, it's just about
Amber's
the house.
cottonmouth
We go back
acting
to the
up.
beginning of the house, when we originally talked about the house with my mom. I am buying my first home. In their minds, I have a home. My sister, just getting clean and sober, we honestly didn't know, obviously, if she'd even stay clean and sober. My mom was wondering about the house. How could we have my sister in the house? Normally, in a family situation, you do it 50-50 between two siblings. And if the one sibling wants to live in the house, they buy out the other sibling. Say the house is $80,000. How would your mom ever come up with $40,000 to pay me out? And I, being the good sister, said, let's not worry about that. Sister can move in the house, and when it comes time for her paying me out, I don't care if she gives me $250 a month for the rest of her life, as long as she has a home. Now, as you know, your mom's going to have 10 years clean. She's in the same apartment, same relationship.
So what I do want to point out, Amber's family obviously has some very not normal thinking patterns. The thought that you want to give your actively addicted daughter an entire house to be actively addicted in is certainly not something that I would ever consider. I get the point. You want your daughter to have a roof over their head, but is that really the best use of your generational wealth for, you know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, if it were my children, I would be giving it to the ones that are most likely going to be responsible and successful. So this whole will situation is definitely super duper messy, and I just can't help but think that there's just a little bit of selfishness going all around, you know? And if Grandma Lynn is anything like these other girls, this just might be her last ha-ha, you know, to her daughters if she doesn't really enjoy being around them, you know?
Same job, doing very well, has a nice little nest egg. So when we're in California, my mom starts it, not me. My mom brings up the house thing, and I look at my mom and I say, Mom, now is not the time. Sister overhears this and questions, huh? What was that? No, I already heard it. I already have it set in my mind that that's my house. So a fight starts. I said two things, pretty, I guess, shitty. So I did say, number one, you would never be able.
And it's like, okay, say I can understand you being bent for things flip-flopping like that, but if Tammie offered her $250, that's the cheapest rent for a house you will literally ever find. I think that's a very, very, very good deal, you know? I wouldn't complain about that one bit. $250 a month for rent? Sure. I mean, geez, come on now. It just feels like they're so set on being the victim, and they just want to be a victim so bad they won't even. No one's willing to work together to find a solution.
To buy a house, you would have to have a house given to you, just like our mother.
And
not to mention,
not to mention, if Amber really wanted to help her mom, she's making vomit money on YouTube. Like I'm looking at how much I'm making now and kind of getting an idea. She's making, I would throw up everywhere out of how overwhelmed I would be. Like, that's how much money she is making. She could definitely buy that house if she wanted to, or buy the half of the house for her mom, but she's not going to do that. How does that serve her?
Have a marriage like mine, because it takes work and dedication and love.
And I mean, she's got to spend her money on DoorDash anyway,
Green, which she would never. And if you lie about your mom's relationship with Steven, that's just a whole new level. It's horrible. So tell the story you want to tell, but I got that juice too. So anyway, back to the house though. So there was our little fight. Your mom says, sister, can we just put this at rest right now and enjoy our vacation? And I say yes, and I thought we did. And then it's a big issue again. Well, it gets worse. And the only reason why I'm letting this out is for me. Not for you, not for sister, not for my mom. This is for me. This is the family we come from. My mom and I went to her lawyers, had her trust changed, and she wanted to die having my sister think that she's getting that house. And when that trust is read, boy, would your mom's head would have fucking turned. My mom wanted me to hold that in the whole time while looking at my sister in her face, thinking that she was getting this house. That's the kind of stress I carry for this family. So there you go.
I just don't understand what this has to do with anything.
Shows your maturity.
And that's just changing the will like that. I just don't even. I get it, because like the grandmother clearly wants to keep the peace, but I just don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me,
Well,
but at the end of the day, you are who you are. I am
Someone
who
in
I
the chat
am.
says, now
Largely
go
it's
eat.
because of our family. The difference between me and you is you will always play victim, and I will always look to heal. I tried my best with you, Amber. I was never enough. I will never be enough. And as this life unfolds, I see it more and more clear. And you brought up going to visit Crystal.
I learned this kind of like mentoring under a physical therapist. He's told me a lot of people don't even want to help themselves. They just want a diagnosis to talk about. And that was like, wow. Okay. And saying that, people will show up to the physical therapist, kind of get diagnosed with what he thinks might be going on, but then do nothing about it on their free time to actually help address the issue,
That was hurtful too. Because I don't have my daughter in my life. You and my sister both know what that daughter has done and is doing.
Y'all let me know. I've been getting targeted ads. I literally go to LA Fitness. So I don't know why they're targeting me so hard from them. And it's like I've been seeing tons of different people from my literal gym in the advertisements. Like the actual gym, the actual people in there. Is that just like new wave advertisement?
Where was she when you needed anything? She's a user and a manipulator and a greedy, money-hungry person, just like you guys. That's why you guys get along. I don't get along with my daughter, because just like you, I don't let people get away with their shit.
so I visited Crystal because she's my cousin and I love her.
Good, I hope you guys live a miserable life together. I really don't care. I watch your, another thing that you said that was so far from the truth is that you talked something about gift giving and that you used to send me gifts, and no matter what, it was never enough. Why do you say shit like that when it's so far from the truth? I have videos of me opening up your gifts, crying. I equate you being a bad niece by all your actions, not just one. That's just one of many.
Like,
you don't want to talk about things that happened in your 20s, just years ago, right? But yet you think it's okay to talk about every single thing that happened since the day you were born and use this as an excuse to be the person that you are today.
Because unfortunately, the things that I went through when I was younger, which I only recently found out a couple years ago, led me to have literally brain deformities, which is what is caused borderline personality disorder.
So why don't you get help,
and I'm
Amber,
trying,
so you keep her.
And imagine being locked into this thought process, even though she's not diagnosed. I know she's locked into thinking that she is what she's saying she is, and she's, again, doing nothing about it to actually help herself. She needs to do cognitive behavioral therapy like every single day, practically, to reverse all this crap that she's just so used to lying and about dumb crap. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if it's possible for her to become an honest person.
And I'm trying very, very hard to learn the difference between excuse and reason.
Well, I sincerely wish you all the best in that. You do need some professional help. I know you say that you've gotten it from time to time, but just sitting over a phone call or a video is not extensive help. You need really inpatient at the end of the day, but I know that will never happen. But you really do. You really need to take some of your money that you're making off this crap and get yourself some real help from a real counselor, face-to-face, weekly meetings, true medication that can help you.
It's like, do y'all think that she would even be able to be honest with a therapist? Because I don't.
Maybe you can come out on the other.
The therapist would have to, like, know Amber lore without Amber knowing that they know. And it would have to be just like a mind game, and that just sounds terrible.
Side. And you do self-diagnose a lot. I hear it.
May I know what I have self-diagnosed myself as?
Oh my god, so many. Watch your videos.
What does Amber self-diagnose herself with besides borderline personality disorder? I heard her last video. I think she said she had ADHD piles. I've heard OCD, I've heard OCPD, I've heard contamination anxiety. Gosh, what else? Obviously the dumb ones like can't think of it, you know. OSMR, yeah, she was diagnosed with OSMR, ASMR, yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's all the ones I can think of at the top of my head.
I don't have time
if
for
it's
it.
so
There's
many,
too many.
I would like you just to name one then.
Just anything. OCD.
That was
DPD, BPOPD. I don't know. Put all the letters in there. I don't give a fuck.
Seriously, put them all in there.
You're supposed to be my aunt, and whether you're angry or
yeah,
not.
I was supposed to be.
Whether
right, I'm not no more.
I don't understand like how it's so easy for you to mock
ASMR hallucinations.
Amber, I have just as much labels, if not more, than you do. Documented, proved, treated. I would never make light. It takes a lot to get through these things, but it takes a lot.
If Amber had documented proof of these diagnoses, she would show them. Amber always shows proof if she has it, but she hardly ever has proof.
Work that I put into it. You got me to this point because I've held on for so long. And every time I turn on the fucking TV and I look into my niece, I see more and more and more. And it's disgusting.
Maybe something what you need to do is probably log off and stop watching my YouTube.
I've tried that.
Projection.
Do I need to show those fucking receipts too? Where I told you I need to quit watching your videos for my own mental health? And then the text comes, Auntie, are you watching my videos again? No. I really wish you would watch them. I'm sorry, Amber, I can't right now.
See, that's also, she's not denying that. And I do remember in the last expose, Tammy talking about that exact thing.
Weeks later, you come back. You watching my videos again? You don't give a fuck about my mental health.
Someone just donated $40 just to say ASMR with spaces because I guess she blocked ASMR.
Talking about things that genuinely happened
20 years ago, yeah.
so long ago, it's like crazy.
So if things that happened years and years ago don't matter, then quit bringing up your past as if they do.
I don't want to insult you, but it just feels like you're bitter that me and my mom are close, and you didn't.
I'm not. I wouldn't have played the middle person all that time if I didn't want you guys close. It doesn't even make sense. The goal, the pot at the end of the rainbow was to have my sister clean and you and her enjoy life together. I just didn't know I'd be kicked to the curb in the process. Bitter, I don't think is the right word. Pissed off, I think is more accurate. Because it's disgusting. Besides this that's currently going on, what I have learned about you through your relationships that I've been watching, I don't want you in my life anyway. Even if we could amend this, you're...
I mean, if you haven't watched, go watch Victims of an Empath by Mr. Snowflake. You'll get everything out of Amber that you'll ever need. She is a very, very horrible partner. And on a certain level, I am anyone who gets in a relationship with Amber, I'm like, what's going on? I think, unfortunately, Beck, in my opinion, was like one of the most manipulated to be in the relationship with Amber. But
horrible person in my eyes now. You're vile. You're self-absorbed. You're manipulative. You're abusive. Not only physically, but mentally. So really all this is for nothing, because there is no fixing this. I will never be in your life, my sister's life, or my mother's life for the rest of my life. And you can take that to the bank and cash it. Have a good night, Amber, and a good life. I wish you nothing but the best. You can talk all your shit that you want online. I give no fucks. Will I still watch it? Probably. Because you're a mind fuck at this point. I am so mind blown.
That's why I watch these girls. I mean, it's morbid curiosity. It's rubbernecking, watching the wreck. And obviously, health and fitness is a staple in my life. It's something that's super important to me. And at one point, I think at the beginning of watching some of these girls too, I'm trying to convince myself that, like, if I study these girls enough, maybe I will be able to help people in real life that are in similar situations like this. But to be quite honest with you, if I'm being totally transparent, I think being a personal trainer for so long has taught me, at the end of the day, people are honestly only ready when they're ready. And even if people sign up for personal training, they may not be ready. There's no magical combinations of words that you can say to people to help motivate them. It is a very internal thing. The best that you can do is just be educated enough to give them good advice for when they ask for it. But yeah. But not to say exercise can't be good therapy. Even if people don't meet their body, goals, their recomposition goals, it'll still put them in a better mental headspace, I believe.
At the way you think and the way you act. Because as a 54-year-old woman, I still have some life to live. And I choose to live it.
Yeah.
And I choose to live it without your bullshit in it. And you think it's cute to say I'm obsessed with you, that watched all your videos. That's just weird. There ain't nothing weird about that. I wanted a relationship with my niece, and the only way I got it was through YouTube. I lost, you won. I hope you have a great life.
Just mic drop, just incredible.
I didn't even get to...
I think Tammie ate. Was it inappropriate? Probably. She still ate to me.
Bye.
I feel verbally attacked. I know I have issues. It's obvious. I'm very upfront about them. It makes me sad because she clearly has issues as well. And it's like she's not aware of them. But one thing that I'm not is I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm not embarrassed. It's not going to let me look at myself any differently. If anything, it reminded me of how
We know that, Amber.
far I have come. I was hectic in my 20s, especially my early 20s. I was hectic. Yeah, y'all are both narcissistic. Oh, I felt like I was slightly disassociative, or whatever the word is. And the couple times I started crying, I felt like I was literally transformed back into a little girl. It was crazy. No, I wasn't gagged or speechless. You weren't even listening to Tammie. I was disassociating, but I was listening. I was coping. What are we door dashing tonight? I don't know. Do you think she had anything valid to say, or was it all bullshit? It felt very just out of nowhere. Even though it was over an hour of conversation, I still don't understand why this is happening. Whoa.
See, and that's if you've ever met someone like Amber in real life, that's how they'll make you feel. It doesn't matter how much you'll have your information put together. You could have all the graphs, all the infographics, you could have all the proof, you could lay it out to them like they're a first grader, and they'll look at you dead ass and say, I don't know what you're talking about. And it'll make you feel like you do not know how to speak properly. Like, it will make you feel like you genuinely don't know how to put words together properly to make sentences. That's how it will make you feel. And I think that's why I sympathize with Tammie. I'm just like, go off.
What? Like, it is what it is. It was an hour of her screaming, taking her anger out on you. It was hard to respond to like anything she was saying because she would not stop talking. Wasn't speechless.
And after all that, if you're curious about her
I mean, she could have interjected at any point, but Amber had no good points. And again, if Amber had any type of proof, she would have showed us. Amber keeps all her phones, and I guarantee you, either Amber knew going into this that she had no proof, or she went and got her phones and looked through it and realized, oh, dang, I am a terrible person, and we cannot go live to compare receipts because this will end up so bad for me. Let's try to finish this video.
to her new schedule.
She did delete her new schedule, so that's cute. So it looks like we're not going to get a live stream or a video on Wednesday or whatever she's going
And
to
not
do.
realizing she's made it to where she has to live stream back-to-back 2 days in a row. She did address it.
Why live stream 2 days in a row? Why won't you spread it out? So I wanted to spread out my videos. I prefer spreading out videos. It helps with the algorithm. So the only way that I could do that without also having
How does she know that? Is that like fact?
a live stream and a vlog back to back is I had to live stream 2 days in a row. And I love live streaming on Sunday because it's like, you know, the end of a week, this and that. So I was like, I like the thought of that. And then I like the thought of like getting my, this is gonna sound bad, but I like the thought of like getting my live streams like over with, if you will. So having them back to back too is also really nice.
She hates doing her job, y'all. That is incredible.
Me time to work on my vlogs throughout the week or whatever video that I have. So back to what I was saying. So
Man, if I could make Amber's vlogs, like the vlogs that she made in the past, I could, if she gave me her clips and she wanted me to put it together like she puts it together, I could probably put her 30-minute vlog together in an hour max. I mean, probably less. I'm thinking a little bit less if I didn't have to like actually listen to everything that she's saying, and I just put the clips together and then like add a few graphics here and there and nothing else, then yeah, I would do it so fast.
So
we're done. Well, fantastic. That was amazing. Just it's a girl world Super Bowl right now, you guys. That's what everybody's saying. Yeah, what do y'all think about this? It doesn't seem like any Am babies in the chat were phased at all. You know, people are going to believe Ambie, they're going to believe Ambie, and people that are not aren't. At this point, I'd love to know what y'all have to say or thoughts down in the comments. I think that's all I got to say about this subject, so I will catch y'all later. Probably going to do a foodie video tomorrow. Oh no, I got to do an Alexandra Rodriguez video tomorrow probably. But yeah, foot on neck. See y'all later. Bye. Thanks for watching. Like, dislike, comment, and subscribe if you want.